Welcome back to the FC Barcelona career mode here on FC24. We are now 17 games into the La Liga season as well as into the Champions League, our Champions League campaign this year as well. Up next, we have a game against Real Madrid, the El Clasico matchup. Currently sitting in first place, we are, and then in third place, Real Madrid is currently sitting there. Only 7 wins for Real Madrid through 17 games, and somehow they're in third. So right now, it's looking like a 2-horse race between us and Villarreal, and we will be playing them after the Real Madrid game as well. And then we'll be into the month of January as well. So we're going to be making some moves, hopefully, at some point in this video. And then we're going to play Villarreal, and then we're going to play Real Sociedad in the Super Cup of the semifinals of the Super Cup. And I believe Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid are playing each other in the other side of the semifinals of the Super Cup. So it's going to be a jam-packed episode, 3 very big games, and then, of course, making some moves, hopefully, in the transfer window. As of right now, we currently sit with 26 million in the budget, but we do have El Canus leaving for 95 million at the start of the transfer window, and then we might be making some other moves. I saw you guys' comments and about who you want me to bring in, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at the shortlist now. So we've obviously got a lot of players in our shortlist, a lot from the summer transfer window whenever we first arrived here. But the players that you guys have mentioned for the January pickups have been Nathan Collins, a center back that can also play right back, an Irish center back. I'm actually kind of intrigued by him because he's just not going to cost a lot. It's going to cost about maybe 40 million for him. So I would definitely be interested in him, as well as Lenny Yoro. He's a little bit of a cheaper option. Not quite as high rated, but could potentially grow into it. I think the plan for our defense is to move on from Rafael Varane, get him gone. He is like 35 years old, I think, now in his career mode. So maybe look for a replacement for him with one of those 2 players, maybe someone else. In midfield, I've seen the comments. Most of you guys want me to bring back either Pedri or Gavi, or try to bring both back, which bringing both back will just not be possible at this point. Pedri is 92 overall, and it looks like he's going to cost about 200 million to get him back from Manchester City. So I don't think we're going to have the funds for that, to be fair. And then the other one is obviously Gavi. I think he's a little bit more attainable, going to cost about 170 million. We're going to have about 100 million once we get the sale of El Canus through. So it's possible we could bring him in. If I do bring him in, I'm probably going to let Gravenberch go. So that's about the only option we really have with that. We'll try to make it happen, but if we do, that's going to be pretty much the only move we make. If Gavi and Pedri, neither one of them we can get in, a player that I've thought about bringing in is Onana as a backup. Someone lets comment about that. I think that's a great example of a player that we could bring in, and it looks like he's not going to cost a lot, about 40 million, so we could easily bring him in as well. So we've got some moves we can make. We just got to see kind of what happens. But first things first, let's get to this next game against Real Madrid and get to our first El Clasico. And so moving on into this game, it looks like this is the lineup Real Madrid want to go with, but I think we're going to make some changes to this lineup. It's so dumb that FIFA doesn't allow players to play out of position if they're like a winger or something like that, because Real Madrid still have Vinny Jr. in their team, and he is, of course, now 94 overall, and it looks like he's played 1 single game in La Liga this season, and I imagine that's the way it's been for the entirety of this career mode. It's just so dumb. But as you saw there, they're playing Kai Havertz up top, and he's technically a center attacking midfielder, so I don't know why they couldn't just play Vinny Jr. up top. But we're going to make sure to get him in their lineup at some point. First, we're going to look at our lineup. We're pretty much going to go with the best team we got, except Chal Miranda is going to be up top and the Colomani out on the right. I thought about starting Luis Enrique out on that right side, but I really just want Chal Miranda up top. He scored too many goals for us this season, so we can't leave him out of the team. And what do you know? There's just so many issues with FIFA. It's crazy. I mean, obviously, okay, so we put Vinny Jr. in the team. Havertz still there. But, I mean, you can see that, they got a 76 overall, 75 overall, 73 overall, and I would try to replace them, but they quite literally don't have any players, like, at all. And none of them are even, worthy of being started. They don't have any backup center backs. They have 2 defenders, as well as, 2 fullbacks, I guess. So, I just don't know. It's so dumb. But I guess that's why it would make sense that they're having a bit of a rough start to the season, 7 wins, 7 draws, and 2 losses. And they also didn't make it out of their Champions League group with, I believe it was Inter and Manchester City made it out of that group. So they had a tough road to get through the knockout round, or to the knockout rounds of the Champions League. But yeah, it's just, FIFA things. And then they almost scored here, but luckily we get it out. But it will be a corner. Mendes here on the edge of the box. We're going to look back for Gabri Viega, try to find Ansu Fati through, who finds Chal Miranda. Nowhere to go. We end up with it still. Ansu Fati can't get the shot away. Now Smith Rowe sending one over the top to Colomani. Chal Miranda, heavy touch, and Calvin Phillips is there to collect and send it away. Hakimi inside to Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe, ooh, looking over the top for Miranda. Cleared away. And this looks like it could be a very dangerous position we're in. But Araujo gets the tackle in. We're going to try to send Mawani on a run, but didn't like that option. Hakimi now pushing forward. Looking inside. Miranda, nearly a goal, but Courtois with the save. 39 minutes gone here. We're going to be able to get a corner in. Ansu Fati swinging it in. Lukeba getting up for it, but again, right at Courtois. Havertz with a pass through to Vinny. Oh, and the keeper coming out. And Ter Stegen not able to get to it. And Vinny Jr. finishes that one easily. For his first goal of the La Liga season, which just doesn't make sense, of course, but kind of just ran past Araujo there. Able to finish that one as well. Ter Stegen, I mean, really should have been able to get to that, but 1-0 down. Corner here for Madrid after 62 minutes. Looks like they're going to be able to get on the end of it. Valverde sends it right into one of our players, though. We're going to pass this one back to Ter Stegen, and we're going to be able to break away to some degree here. Don't really like our options right now, but Nuno Mendes is going to be able to push forward now. And I see a run towards that back post, but I don't know if I like it. Smith Rowe knocks that one down to Chow, who just takes too long, and they will clear it away. Ansu Fati looks for a pass inside of Chow Miranda, who's just going to run forward, but we have Smith Rowe, who can't get the shot away quick enough. Great save by Courtois again. 77 minutes gone now already. Smith Rowe looking out here for Kolo Muani. Going to turn this one back inside. Look for Chow Miranda. Try to score it, or try to put it across goal back towards the far post, I guess, technically, with his left foot. 85 minutes gone. Still haven't been able to break through this defense. Kolo Muani, still not able to break through. Going to take this one short now. Gravenberch with it. Edge of the box. Gabri Viega. Araujo, not exactly who we want. Oh, and Nuno Mendes nearly with the finish. 89 minutes gone now. I think we have to take this one short again. All we're playing for now is pretty much just the draw and a point. Chow Miranda in here to Smith Rowe. We need to play it around as much as we can to make sure we find the perfect option. Gabri Viega down here to Chow Miranda. Kolo Muani saved yet again, and we will get another corner here. But we have to, it has to be perfect. Gravenberch sending it in. Nuno Mendes. We get to it, and we send it wide. And I think that we are going to be taking an L here at Real Madrid. A 1-0 loss. Carlo Ancelotti with the dub, and Roberto De Zerbi with the L. So Rafael Varane's contract is running out. He has only got 6 months left. He's been approached for pre-contracts, but I would rather sell him if I can. So I'm going to extend him for 1 year and then try to actually get some money out of him. I'm going to try to get this 18 million out of him. We've got Hiroki Ito on less than 6 months, or on 6 months as well, but we just brought him in, so we can't re-sign him just yet. But we're going to go ahead and move forward into the January transfer window, and we should be getting a lot of emails soon. We'll get one for Rafael Varane from PSG, and they're willing to pay 19 million for him, which I'm happy to accept. He is going to continue to regress very, very quickly with us. So we will accept the 19 million, hopefully get about 15 million into the budget for him. And then we will see a lot of moves being made here at the beginning of the window. It looks like El Canous was leaving there. We also have Thomas Partey leaving, which I forgot about. So we should have a lot more money in the budget. So let's go ahead and go check that out real quick. And yeah, it looks like we've got 123 million as of right now. So if we also sell Gravenberch, we should have close to 200 million, which means that we could definitely bring in at least one of Pedri or Gavi. I believe it was Gavi. Yeah, Gavi is a little bit lower rated, so it won't cost quite as much. But we could get Pedri too. We'll have to see. It never hurts to simply just go after a player. So we're going to go ahead and approach Manchester City for Pedri. And we're going to offer a player swap with Ryan Gravenberch. His market value is 99 million, so he's probably worth more closer to like 120, something like that. We're going to add a sell-on clause as well of 10%. And then we're going to offer a transfer fee, probably a low-ball transfer fee of like 40 million. And we'll just see what they say. If they reject it, they reject it. And that's perfectly fine. And they reject it. So they don't think that that's even close. So looks like we might have to go back in for him if we, want him. But we can also go back in for Gavi, which I think might be the move. I'm not really too sure. I don't know which. I can't really decide which one I want more than the other. I think I want Pedri more than Gavi, but obviously he's higher rated, so he's going to cost a little bit more. So I think what I'm going to do is just list Gravenberch up for sale on the transfer list and see if we can just get a lot of money for him, and then we will go in for one of those two players. But first, we got a game here against Villarreal, the league leaders, I believe. We're both sitting on 38, so actually we're technically league leaders. It's going to be a big game, just like Real Madrid was, but if we can get a win here, we will confirm our place in first place here at the top of the league, right at the midway mark of the season, 19 games gone. So we'll go ahead and get into this one. This will be Villarreal's lineup for our game against them, a team that we should be beating for sure. A very solid lineup for Villarreal, but nowhere near as good as ours. I believe for this game, we're going to take out Colomawani and play Luis Enrique. Colomawani's been solid for us, don't get me wrong, but I just don't know if I gel with him too much. We've also been playing him, kind of out of position. He's used to being a striker instead of a right winger, but we're going to go with this lineup, pretty much the same lineup we've been playing with, and we'll see if we can get a dub. Smith Rowe with a nice pass out here to Hakimi. We've got Gabri Viega with a header in the box. 5 minutes gone. We're pushing forward nicely. We just need to find a goal. I mean, not being able to score last game is making it, obviously very much a challenge for us. And we need to find a goal here, and we do. Chao Miranda with a goal. Ansu Fati with the finish. Or not Chao Miranda with a goal, but Ansu Fati with the finish. Chao Miranda with the pass, of course. 6 minutes gone. We will gladly take that off of the corner, bouncing it around. But eventually we find the back of the net. Afina here with a shot. Ter Stegen with the save. Hakimi putting pressure on the shot, so maybe that's what helped Ter Stegen get that save in. They're going to have a corner here, though. Going to take it short. Smith Rowe with a challenge. I can't switch players. Okay, there we go. And then Araujo able to get it, but right back to them, of course. And then I don't know who this is, but we luckily get a tackle on him in a way. And they're going to continue to push forward here off of that. Rodri now with a pass back inside. Gravenberch able to get a tackle in. Villarreal pushing forward here. 45 minutes gone almost. They're just passing it around the box. We're just unable to get it off of them. Passing it around even nicer here. Ter Stegen getting in a save yet again. And Araujo's going to pass it around. Looks like we're going to get through the first half without conceding, luckily. But somehow we need to get through the second half without conceding as well. Hakimi on the edge of the box with it. Smith Rowe. I thought about trying to find Luis Enrique. We are going to find Chao Miranda, who will find Enrique. Back to Chao Miranda. Oh my goodness. Deflections. That's all it is. But it ends up with a goal kick. Probably going to have to make some subs soon to make sure that we can, have some fresh legs in this game. We win that header, though. Gabri Viega sends it over the top to Chao Miranda, who gets a shot away, but it's deflected again. Gabri Viega, a pass through to Ansu Fati, and a simple finish towards the back post and towards the back right corner of the net. Gives us a 2-0 lead here. Luckily, we end up with the ball with Gabri Viega on the edge of the box and Ansu Fati with an excellent run. And then an even better finish to close it all off. And after that goal, we'll go ahead and make a couple subs. We'll get Smith Rowe off for Tom Bischoff. I'm going to get Colomawani on for Chao Miranda as well. And then I think we're going to make a few more subs if we can. But we have to maintain the lead first before we can think about it. Colomawani laying this one off to Tom Bischoff. Going to turn it around. Going to go for a shot. Not a bad effort. I really like the effort there by Bischoff. A good save, though. And we will have a corner here. Ansu Fati going to be the one swinging it in. Going to look towards the edge of the box. Not the greatest cross, but we end up with it still. Ansu Fati going to skip past one defender. Colomawani going to skip past another. Oh, and a good deflection away. We're going to cut back inside, and Diakite with another interception. 90 minutes gone now. Only 1 minute of added time, so I think 3 points is firmly in the bag, especially with Lukeba back here making tackles like that. And the referee will blow his whistle. 2-0 win here against Villarreal. 3 points in the bag and first place firmly in hand. And it looks like Rafael Varane has been sold, and we will have 14 million into the budget for him. But I don't know if we have a replacement in mind truly just yet, because we have to wait and see, just how much it's going to cost us to bring in either Pedri or Gavi. It looks like Gavi's going to be more than likely the choice we're going to have to go with. But we're going to wait until we get an offer in for Gravenberch to go after him. Villarreal have come in with a transfer offer for Ryan Gravenberch. We're not going to send him to a rival, that's for sure. And then, of course, we get an offer from Atletico Madrid for Ryan Gravenberch. Yeah, I mean, 100% not sending him to a rival club, but we will send him to somewhere else in Europe for sure. And we now have a cup game that got added to our calendar. So we're playing Leganes. Definitely don't know how to say this team's name. I've never actually heard of them before. So we'll get through this game, and then we will get through the Real Sociedad game, and that will be the end of the episode. We're going to go with a little bit of a shorter episode, see how y'all like it, and then, moving forward, we might continue to do that as well. But this will be Leganes' lineup for this game against us, and we'll go ahead and get into it. Bischoff on the edge of the box, finding Sale, who's going to look inside for Lombardi. Lays it off to Smith Rowe. What a finish, and what a team play from the boys. 21 minutes gone. Probably only going to show the goals and main highlights from this game, but a very good finish there by Smith Rowe. Sale, lays it off for Bischoff. And Bischoff is somehow going to end up with it. 2-0 for Barcelona after 40 minutes. A little bit of luck on our side, but we'll always take that. And we will take that 2-0 lead into half. Not a bad effort by the other team. They've had actually more shots and more shots on target than us, I think. But we've had way more expected goals, so going to be a pretty easy rest of the game, hopefully. And we give up a free kick here. Look at where it is, on the absolute edge of the box. Hakimi going in for a challenge. Wow, Ter Stegen able to get to that one very luckily. We're able to keep a clean sheet for now. And it looks like Leganes will be receiving a red card for a very bad challenge in midfield. And it looks like we will be taking advantage of said red card. Lombardi sends a pass through to Chamaranda, who can't finish. I've been constantly praising Chamaranda, and he has been letting us down in this episode. In past episodes he's been pretty good, but this one has just been bad. Let's see if we can bag one more. We're just going to keep running here with Sale. Going to pull it back, and now fire it away. And we will get a third eventually here after 90 minutes. And we will get 3 points, or not 3 points, I guess. We're in a cup competition, so we're going to be moving on to the next round. And in some ways, the opposition actually kind of outplayed us. I mean, they did take 12 shots, but just none of them were really threatening, if that makes any sense. Like, it was always just around someone, and the keeper was, like, already there. So, not much to show from that one, but a good game nonetheless. And we haven't been able to get an offer in from Gravenberch that actually makes sense. They've all been from teams within our league, so we're just going to go in with an offer for Pablo Gavi and try to get, the deal through. We're going to offer Gravenberch for him. It looks like Gravenberch, based on the offers we're getting, is worth around 100 to 105 million, not much more than his market value. So we're going to go in and offer 60. No, we'll offer 55 to start off and just see if they reject it outright, and then we'll kind of go from there. And they say that we're heading nowhere. I mean, this is going to be tough. I don't know if we're going to be able to get a deal through that actually makes sense for both clubs. So one thing we are going to go ahead and do is try to sign a backup center back. And I did like the Nathan Collins idea, and I think he's going to be pretty solid and not cost a whole lot of money. So we're going to go ahead and try to get him for 35 to 40 million. And it looks like we're going to get a deal across the table. He's got some big bonuses that he wants. We'll offer him that 75,000 wage, and it looks like he's going to be happy with that. So we're going to bring in Nathan Collins for a transfer fee of 36 million from Toulouse to be our backup center back. And then hopefully we'll still have enough money to, get one of the other players we want. After that deal, we still have 100 million in the bank. So it looks like we will be able to bring in someone. Let's go ahead and go back in for Pedri. And if we can bring him in, I mean, we don't really need to make any other moves at this point. So we're going to offer almost as much money as we possibly can. We're going to throw in an offer of 80 million in the transfer fee, and then we're going to swap Ryan Gravenberch as well and see if they go with that. I don't think they're going to. They want 146 million plus Gravenberch. I mean, that's just literally not possible. So we'll offer 95-ish and see if they come down at all, and then we'll offer yeah, there's just no way. It's not possible. We don't have enough money. We might have had enough money if we didn't buy Collins just then, but I don't know if I would have wanted to pay that much for one player. So we've run out of time to get a player before the Real Sociedad game, so we're just going to go ahead and get into it, and then maybe by the end of the episode, we'll be able to bring someone in. So we'll get into this game. This will be the lineup for Sociedad, a very decent lineup for them. And then for us, we're going to go with Colomawani up top instead of Chamaranda. We're going to keep Smith Rowe in midfield, even though he's a little tired. But then besides that, everyone else will be the same as usual as our starting 11. Smith Rowe, beautiful pass to Hakimi. Hakimi going for a shot. Not a bad effort. Saved by the keeper. Looks like we might be able to retain possession of it, though. Gabri Viega intercepted. Ansu Fati out here to Viega. Very heavy touch. Able to keep it though. Gonna look on the edge of the box for Gravenberch, who goes for the shot. Not a great effort. But we end up with it, and Colomawani gets blocked yet again. Luis Enrique, nice pass to Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe waiting for Ansu Fati to become available and gets a shot away. 20 minutes gone now. I mean, we've been all over him, but we just can't find the actual finish. And Hakimi will send that one right to Lafont. Gravenberch with a nice tackle. Smith Rowe with it. Waiting for Colomawani to get it. He somehow ends up with that. Didn't think he was going to. Luis Enrique to Smith Rowe. Hakimi. There's just nowhere to actually go with the ball, and they dispossess us yet again. And now our defense is just all out of sorts. But Lukeba, the rock in our defense, gives up a turnover in a bad place. Very bad place. And they get around him. And just as I was about to praise him for being so good, he does something so bad and then gives up a goal. So we're down 1-0. Ansu Fati, I mean, Gabri Viega's got loads of space out here. We're going to look inside for Smith Rowe, who turns around nicely, gets a shot away, but it is, of course, blocked. So many people in the middle of the box right there. It's just impossible to get a shot away sometimes. Luis Enrique with a tackle, but then doesn't get the ball. And now they're moving forward. Jimenez just looking for the back pass. We know he is. And it looks like that will be a goal kick. 87 minutes gone. I mean, I guess we have to make subs now. Colomawani tired, Smith Rowe tired. Everybody's tired. It's just not a good look right now. I guess we'll go with that. Chal Miranda with the tackle, but it'll go out for a goal kick. And the referee will blow his whistle. So we're out of the Super Cup in the semifinals. Just a frustrating episode, to say the least. And definitely this game was very frustrating. I mean, 10 shots, 1.6 expected goals. They always get the saves. There's just not much you can do about it. 1-0 loss. We have a game against Mallorca here that we will go ahead and simulate because we didn't get any offers in for any of our players that we're trying to sell. So this isn't usually a game that I would want to simulate, but we haven't simulated one this episode, and this one would make the most sense. So we're going to go in with this lineup. Smith Rowe's tired, so Bischoff's getting the start, even though he's also tired. And we'll go ahead and hit a quick sim on this and hopefully come away with a win. But of course, we get a draw. Araujo and Ansu Fati scoring, with Pineda and Salinas scoring for them. Arsenal coming in with an offer for Gravenberch. They wanted to give us a player and Gravenberch, and money, but for Gravenberch, but I would rather just have the cash. So we're going to go with a transfer sum of 105 million and see if they will accept it. And they won't. So, I mean, this episode has been frustrating for a number of reasons. Obviously, the games haven't gone as well as I would hope that they would. But on top of that, I mean, the transfer business has been brutal this episode, which I guess is a little bit realistic compared to what, happens in real life. So maybe it's not the worst thing for that to happen that way, but we'll advance a few more days to this game against Osasuna and see if we can't get any business done. And no other offers come through, so we're going to go back in one more time. Pedri, I don't think we're going to get. So we'll go in for Gavi and see if we can submit a transfer fee and Gravenberch to bring him in. But I have a feeling it's not going to work out yet again. So we're going to go in with Gravenberch, 101 million. We'll give them 70. We'll give them 70 on a transfer fee and Gravenberch to bring back Gavi. And that doesn't make sense. I mean, that's 170 million, and they don't even rebuttal. They don't even try to say like, oh, 95 or 100. Just absolutely nothing. So, boys, I think it's time that we give up on Pedri and Gavi. I just don't think it's going to be possible. So please be sure to leave your comments about who you want me to bring in. Onana, I think, is our best option at this point. I saw this youth prospect, Hadrian Martin, here. We could bring him in for like 50 million. He looks like he'd be a pretty solid defensive midfielder for us. And then we've got plenty of other, midfield options potentially that we could bring in. So please be sure to leave your comments down below about who you want us to bring in. I mean, at this point, honestly, it's we got to give up on Gavi and we got to give up on Pedri for this season. If we continue this career mode for another season after this, then we could try to go after them then. But it's impossible to get them as of right now. So sorry to disappoint and sorry to not be able to bring them in, but for whatever reason, we just can't. So that'll do it for today's episode. Please be sure to like the video and please be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.